Well, hello and welcome to I Love Gay today. And we're back in the world of travel, and we're here with Randle Roper from Vacaya. How are you?
Doing great, Matt. How are you?
I think we're all on the same page. There's not only hope, but there's a lot of excitement. That's kind of now that it's July 1st in 2021. It's like everything is exploding.
Yeah, we've gone from 0 to 100 miles per hour literally overnight.
I know. But I was with you. Our whole team. My husband was there. You guys had that inaugural cruise back in August 2019, and that was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a really, really special cruise for us. Obviously, our very first one, and it was incredibly successful from pretty much all vantage points, right? So I'm glad to hear as a guest that you really, really enjoyed it.
The photos and everything that came out of it, it was just you guys did a great job there. And then I went on the riverboat cruise that you had just a few months later in Christmas, and it went all throughout Central Europe, Amsterdam, the romantic valley and so forth there in Germany. But it was amazing. It was life-changing. I'd never gone on anything like that before.
Yeah, river cruising. I tell you, if someone held a gun to my head and said you could only cruise one way for the rest of your life, it would be river cruising. I think they are, like you say, they are magical. And I would rate that one probably in the top 5 trips of my entire life. We sailed for 14 nights from Amsterdam all the way down to Budapest. And it was, to be in those Christmas markets day in and day out. I thought I'm going to be so Christmas out by day 3. I couldn't have loved it more.
That's because they're all different. Every day, every stop was different, and some Christmas markets were overly commercialized or really large, but so many of them were just really genuine still, and you really kind of get that feel of what it used to be like.
The food and the drink. Oh my gosh, the Glühwein. I drank more Glühwein over those 2.5 weeks. Oh.
Yeah. And then you just wrapped up though. I mean, I've been following you online though. And then I just saw now that things are coming back again after 2020, but you just had something in P-Town.
Yeah, listen, we launched in 2019. We had 4 trips almost back to back to back to back. And then, of course, we hit the great pause in March of 2020. So pretty much all of our programs, with the exception of one, were kind of a washout in 2020. So to be able to go back to P-Town a few weeks ago was so remarkable. And it was a smaller trip. It was only about 120 people in total. But man, oh man, did we make the most of it. We had a great time just really celebrating the best of P-Town and trying to really help the city get back on its feet after, what has been the most devastating year in the history of travel. I mean, nothing compares, right? So we're all kind of in this together. We've all had the worst year of our businesses, of our lives, and we have to sort of pool our talents and our energies to really lift each other up. Yeah, and that's what we're really doing in P-Town.
Yeah, I saw those pictures of the boat slip. It looked.
Yeah. Listen, a funny thing about that, tea dances, everything was basically shut down, and we had spent months planning this experience with a long list of safety protocols in place. And then, of course, the Massachusetts governor decides at the very end of May, that May 29th, everything was back to normal pretty much. So overnight, we went from not having tea dances to daily tea dances, and it was just. To dance, to be in that mass of people again, all vaccinated, all following the protocols. And it was great. It was really great.
Oh, see, it's your enthusiasm that, it's half the battle right there. It's like, it comes through everything you're posting. So I love seeing that. But no, before we even talk about what's coming up here this year, let's take a look. You've got a really great sizzle reel that I just took a look at. So let's take a look at that. it makes me want to go right now.
Well, come on, we've got it coming up in just a few more weeks.
Oh, but yeah, tell us, because I know you've got a whole listing of things online. But tell us about some of what's coming up here this year.
Things are getting a lot better in the US, obviously, but the rest of the world is still very much dealing with the pandemic and trying to get their citizens vaccinated. And we have a cruise actually coming up at the very end of summer. It is the very first circumnavigation of Iceland on a 5-star luxury super yacht by a French company called Ponant. So we're basically sailing for 7 nights around Reykjavik, from Reykjavik all the way around the island. So we're super excited from that. I actually just got back from Iceland a few days ago.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was stunningly beautiful. So I'm excited to bring our guests there in the fall. And then that's followed immediately within a few weeks by our Mexico resort program. And after all of the terrible news of 2020, we got the best news probably of our short lives, and that is we were upgraded from the resort that we had booked, the Panama Jack resort in Playa del Carmen, which is a lovely 3-star property. There's it's a lovely vacation spot, but they were having some issues with the beach off the coast due to last year's hurricanes. They got hit by 4 storms last year, so their beach is disintegrating right in front of their eyes. So they're doing this big reclamation of the beach, and it's a huge public works project. So they basically upgraded us to a sister property, which is a 5-star Hyatt Ziva at the same exact price. So we've been able to pass along those prices that for the 3-star resort to a beautiful new 4-diamond 5-star luxury all-inclusive resort. So that was like winning the lottery in a lot of ways. I feel bad for Panama Jack, and they'll certainly get back on their feet. But at the end of the day, that one's a really great one. And then a week after that, we're sailing up the Mississippi River from New Orleans, the very first US-based river cruise. You should join us on that one. We should talk after this.
Yeah, because I lived in New Orleans for a year too. So
I didn't know that. That's my hometown.
Really?
Yeah, born and raised.
I loved it. We were right there on Chapatulas in the kind of that warehouse district.
Yeah, great area.
But I fell in love with so much in that area, the food and everything. And being right on the river, you'd see a lot of the activity coming up and down. So when I saw that you had that, I was because I don't think I've ever seen a LGBT cruise on the Mississippi yet.
It's the first time in history that a U.S.-based river cruise, no other company, not Olivia, not Atlantis, not RCP, not Brand G, no one has done it. We're super excited to be able to offer sort of a first of its kind luxury vacation.
I know it's sold out. I know you have the Antarctica cruise, which is also extremely unique.
Yeah, in fact, that's at the tail end of 2022. So our 2022 lineup is almost completely sold out. Of the 6 programs, we only have 2 that still have availability. One is our Caribbean cruise. That's in January. But I mean, I think we're at 93% sold at this point. So it's just like a trickling of a few interior and ocean view staterooms left at this point. And then our Costa Rica resort, those are the only 2. And the Costa Rica, a year before the trip, is over 82% sold. So it's like that'll be sold out in a couple of months. So I would tell anyone who's considering a Vacaya vacation for 2022, you only have 2 choices at this point, and they're both on the verge of selling out.
I don't have to stalk you in order. Just all I do is I'm just following you on social media. I swear. But I loved when you were just recently also in Costa Rica, because you really work closely with a lot of influencers and media, LGBT media, and you were there with a group not that long ago, and it seemed like you guys were really clicking and bonding well.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, we've gone from 0 to 100, and it was the Costa Rica trip that kind of kicked off the succession of trips for me. But yeah, listen, it's really important for us whenever we go anywhere in the world to partner with local LGBT organizations, whether it's through IGLTA, which is the sort of the global union of gay travel folks, or with local organizations. And our goal with Vacaya is really to always leave a place better than when we arrived, right? And we do little service projects while we're there. We raise money for local organizations. So it's all part of it. And that's what we're gonna do in Costa Rica as well. So we're working with those folks down there for that.
Yeah, well, I saw the photos. You're in very good company. So and hopefully we'll have a chance to reconnect in the real world again soon. I know that, I don't know if you're going to IGLTA in Atlanta in a few months.
Yeah, we plan to. It's it's sort of between a few trips. So we've got some navigating to do to get through that.
Well, I hope to be able to see you there and just kind of continue these conversations. And but I'm excited, and I'm just glad you're able to take a few moments of your time and share some of your story of what you guys have been up to.
Always a pleasure, Matt. And anytime our paths cross, it always makes me smile.
Me too. Well, thanks again for being here.
Of course.
All right, take care now.
Bye now.
So good.